Hello, everybody. It's RM here on Positive Fandom. It's almost 3 a.m. About to start the show for the live watch party for The Mandalorian. Hello out there, Tom Jr. Jackson. Great to see you, Tom. We are all goof people. God bless you for being up at this time in the morning. Um, also, hello, Thalia. How are you, my dear? I am so excited myself. Hope it's going to be great again. We have so many great expectations for this show. Certainly, there is that, Thalia. Um, and of course, there's a lot of questions that I have. I started just a few minutes earlier than the 3 a.m. Season. Gosh, it's Mandalorian wishes and Grogu dreams, right? Finally, we're going to get this third season of The Mandalorian. It's been 2 years since the actual last season that we had that incredible appearance of Luke Skywalker. And there is so much to talk about. For me, I've got these five major questions. Really are, well, honestly, who rescued Grogu from the temple? Who are Grogu's parents? We're still waiting for that. Also, did any other Force users get a message from Grogu when he was on Tython? We know Luke did. It's been about 2 years since that time. And will Din rule over the Mandos in regards to this uh, dark saber? So we have to find out what happens there. We already know there's going to be tension for that. So let's see what happens. Grogu's been reunited. He was with Luke for 2 years, according to what they say. But I am wondering about Grogu's training. I think everybody is. And hello to Yash Shrivastava. Hello, Yash. How are you? Hey, Kinky Sphinxer. How are you? Yes, absolutely. Tom, who is he? Who are his parents? Maybe we can find out more. Another question that I think they really absolutely should answer by now is who is the armorer? I want to know who this person is. Guys, I'm still in my PJs. But I said I'm going to do this show tonight really comfortable. I'm not going to be too freaked out by the notion of whether or not I'm dressed in the way that I want to, because I'm going to do a recap show of the episode probably at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Eastern, everybody, right here on Positive Fandom. Um, of the show itself. But I'm so excited to have you guys here. I hope you all are well. I hope everybody's doing okay. Um, I'm doing great. I can't wait for the show to start. I'm going to turn off this. In order for me to do it right, I have to turn off this light here. It looks like I'm in the dark. I'm not in the dark. I'm fine. But I am so excited for this episode and thing to start. We've been waiting so long. It's been 2 years, guys, for us to see The Mandalorian. Um, Finally have that first episode of their season 3. It's still not up yet, but I'm just oh yes, it is. It's up, guys. It is up. Season 3 of The Mandalorian, chapter 1. It says episode 1 says chapter 17. The Mandalorian begins an important journey, everybody. It is up, guys. Queue up your episodes here. I am all queued up with Disney Plus, everybody. I can't believe it's here. Yay! Um, I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited too. Go ahead and load up your seasons. Season 3 is available now. Chapter 17, it says, for The Mandalorian. Um, just gonna show you guys here. I have it here on mine. I have to mute the sound on mine just so we don't hear it. And I was gonna say, I'll put up the timer, I guess, wherever it is. Guys, it went up at 2:51. Oh, thank you, Tom, for that. It went up at 2:51, everybody. Thanks so much, Tom, for letting us know. Guys, I'm gonna start in a few seconds for the next episode of The Mandalorian for season 3, everybody. I am just looking for my countdown clock, which I have to find here, just so that we know what time we're at. And it is in here. I wasn't ready. The countdown clock. I hope everybody's queued up for this episode. Let me start it from the beginning and share it and maximize that. Let's see, to 0. um, mute it and share it here. Present, share screen. Guys, I hope you were all well out there. I hope you can see it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to start the episode. I'm going to be pressing the start button in 3, 2, 1. Start it, people. So excited, guys. We're at 1 minute and 6 seconds. So I can just 10 seconds. There we go. Okay. Here we go, guys. Mandalorian season 3. Yes. It's like another Mandalorian outfit is being made. Oh my gosh, we're getting more of the Mandalorian lore. This is so awesome. Hey, welcome, guys. Hello, Donnie. Hope you were well, Donnie. And Bifer, hope you are well. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Look at how cool this episode is starting. Is this Paz Vizsla's kid? Or maybe it's Din. Maybe this is when Din first got his helmet. This is so cool. This is the way, guys. Okay, this must be the waters that we heard about. Oh my god. Yes. Wow. Now that's, one of the ancient creatures. I can't remember which one this is, but maybe it's the Mesosaur. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's the Mesosaur. Yes. Yeah, they're known for doing that rolling thing, aren't they? Yeah, that is a huge one. Exactly, Thalia. Go heavy Mando! I recognize that ship. Yes. Oh my god, did you see Grogu? The apostate. Yes, Thalia. Let's see what happens here, because there's gotta be some kind of thing where he wants to bathe in that water. Mm. Oh. Mm. This is the way, people. This is the way. Yes. I'm so glad, Donnie, you like the costumes. I love them as well, my friend. And I hope you all are enjoying this. We're about 10 minutes into the program. We've been waiting 2 years for this, guys. And look at Grogu just enjoying that trip so much. What what is that? What is that? I know what they are. I know what these creatures are. Yes. Yes. Yes, those are the creatures from the Clone Wars that can travel through space and time. The ones that rescued Ezra, I think. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. I got a little excited there. Excuse me. Still looking for that thing of spice they let go while they were in Agreed, 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 Donnie. It is amazing. And Dahlia, I suspect he will speak this season. That's on one of my lists of what Grogu will do. And of course, we're going to see the incomparable Carl Weathers in this episode. And Navarro sure is looking good these days, isn't it? They're just hanging out in the tree, enjoying themselves. I just love it. Yes, Grogu does have a new pram, and guys, we can see the statue dedicated to IG-11 there. Grogu has new advanced improved pram. Carl Weathers looking badass. Ooh. Yes, let's. Oh, love it. He's just playing in the chair. I do too, Donnie. I think it's wonderful. What? Oh, these are the guys he used to work with, right? From the Bounty Hunters Guild. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed these guys would have come back, like, trying to harass everybody when the place has changed so much. So now we know Cara Dune still exists there. Maybe she can come back, even though she's special forces, so they say. Gee, I hope you guys are doing great tonight, this morning. I just love the relationship he has with Grief Karga. What? Yeah, me too, Talia. Let's see what happens, you know? Are we gonna get a new droid now? He nee I love it. He needs Khalil right now. Unfortunately, he's gone, but I would have pulled out my IG-11 1/6 scale figure. I didn't know they used real parts of IG-11 for that statue. I thought it was just a regular statue. No worries, Tom. No worries. Yeah, apparently they are bringing IG-11 back. What the hell? This is like the Terminator. This is like the Terminator. Hmm. I agree, Tom. Won't they put a bolt on him? It's a bolt. They put a bolt on him, so oh, look, it's Babu Freak or whatever his sweet little name is. Hey, Babu. And my friend gave me a Babu Frick 2 years ago for a Christmas present, believe it or not. Oh my gosh, look at where they live. It's like tiny. They are cute, aren't they? Oh my god. See, this is what my mother was always saying, that Grogu is an unusual child. You have to be careful with him. Bye, sweetie. Bye, honey. Aw. Their new ship does feel very slick and cool. I admit that. Right. Mhm. And that was not a surprise. It's an ambush. Phew, I'm so thirsty this morning. That character always reminds me of the Sleazak from Land of the Lost. Donnie, I agree. I loving it too. We wanted to see more action, and they're giving it to us. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. I never saw one of these before except in the Clone Wars, right? How cool is this? Wanted more of that Mandalorian culture, and here we're getting it. Bring on the Mandalorian culture. Katie Sackhoff looking fantastic as Bo-Katan, and honestly, this is such a fun part here. She she didn't challenge him for anything. It's weird. That's it? Gee, I thought we would have a longer episode. I'm not upset, but I thought we would have had a little longer episode. Is it just me, guys? Were we expecting a longer episode? Yeah, it's short, right? And there's the artwork, Tom Jr. Jackson. That artwork's amazing. Look at that. It's so cool that he's got to kind of crawl in there and Grogu, Grogu like taking Will's creatures. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, exactly, Tom. I have the artwork books from every season, but I really just want them framed because they look so good. Yeah, I agree, Donnie. This was stellar. Yeah. Yeah, that was it, guys. There is no more to this episode. Um, for some reason I thought it was going to be longer, and that's fine. I'm not upset by this at all. I'm really happy with what we saw. Probably gonna talk about it a little bit. And yes, I am in my PJs with a necklace on, because that's how I am. So I'm gonna stop the timer. It is actually still playing the thing, so I can if I stop that, will it stop sharing it? Yeah, it did. Agreed. It was a pretty darn good start to season 3. Joseph Shirley for a kick butt score. Yeah, kudos to that. Um, I saw the Grogu picture and I knew that would be the one you would get. Aw, and he's such a little sweetheart, this little little boy here. Certainly, in the opening credits, um, where we know that there's this tension where, unfortunately first of all, guys, yeah, it was such a great episode. I did wanna say that it was great what they did by showing us, Mandalore, or at least the Mandalorians. Let me see if I can get back to the episode here. Because you watched The Mandalorian. Yes, yes, I know. Is this the right remote? Nope, it's not the right remote. Yeah, it has been fun. Um, till we meet again, may the force be with you. Yes, Donnie, you have a good night. Short but full of information. You know something, Dahlia? I don't think I could have said it any better. It was short and packed with information. Certainly, it was great to see what we were dealing with here because I'm starting to realize that we do need to see a lot more information. And that's the one thing that I think that Mando really does, is at a disadvantage compared to everybody else, is that he doesn't have all that information that he really needs to get things done. So, like he flew out to see, he's training Grogu. We can see he's training Grogu. And every day now he has to keep training Grogu. Maybe he has to train him for the next 10, 15 years. So Grogu can handle what may or may not be expected of him. It's not going to be super easy for Grogu. He's gonna have to learn everything from scratch. He doesn't really know much about Mandalore culture. And this is, of course, Mandalore culture of the Watch. So it's not sort of like it's not Mandalore culture um of every single Mandalorian group. It's just this particular group, and they're very strict. He's still adhering to what the armorer said about how he has to have he took his helmet off. I thought that he was gonna ignore that. So I'm really surprised that he's still sticking to the idea that he has to keep that helmet on and be absolved. I don't think he did anything wrong by doing that. He did it to save Grogu. Guys, we all know that. Yeah, I agree, Tom. It was fully packed episode for 37 minutes. Hey, Darth Plato, how are you? Tom says, but I like it short because it makes you hungry for more, and excited for next week. Certainly, there's a lot to talk about. Yeah, I would have liked it a little bit longer too, Yashur Vasta. And even if it had just filler in it, I would have taken that filler. But boy, there we got a lot of information. Um, they didn't answer the 5 questions, which was who are Grogu's parents, who saved him from the temple, who is the armorer. Also, I wonder who this kid that they just made a Mandalorian, this really cute kid. I wonder who he is. For a second, I thought because he was in the water that those were the waters that Mando had to bathe in, but it's not. But that's okay. I liked seeing the ritual. Guys, I don't know if you know this. We did get a new 1/6 scale issued heavy Mando, who is Paz Vizsla, as you guys know. And I wonder if this kid is going into Clan Vizsla. There's quite a few clans of the Mandalorians, and my general ignorance of all the clans is quite apparent. I have a lot to learn. There are some of you guys out there who know a lot about the clans. Um, I've been watching the Wren clan was the one that I know the most about because Sabine Wren was featured. And funny enough, um, Yash says, I find it funny that we get paid to twice a week. Yes, he's competing against himself. Funny enough, yeah, that's true. Yes, it's true. If they answered it, we'd be bored. This is very true. Um, Funny enough, it is very interesting in the sense that uh yeah, I guess it was, that, but we need to see rituals and things like that, and I liked seeing that giant, creature, um, there in the water, uh, and they had to fight him, and he even did the roll. You know how sometimes alligators and crocodiles do that roll? Yes, he was with them for 2 years, as I did mention that earlier, Talia. It's been 2 years, since Luke has had Grogu, and so if you technically speaking, we might even be at the 3-year point because it's 5 years before everything happens there. So there was that. Hello, Keely Chow. So good to see you. I hope you are well. We just watched episode 1 of season 3 of The Mandalorian. So Thalia, looking at this, yeah, it might actually be 3 years down the line because he left Luke after 2 years. So now it's much longer than when he last saw Luke. All those events that happened, when he was on Tatooine with Boba Fett, you also have to take that into account. So it's at least 2.5 years, maybe 3 years since that time. Um, thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, it will be interesting to find out too, Talia. You make a good point, and I so appreciate you bringing that up. Um, Another thing that's kind of interesting too is, guys, how could you forget? How could you ignore it? I was wondering why Grogu was looking at while they were in hyperspace, what was Grogu looking at? And of course, it's the creatures that can travel at hyperspace. And we last saw those creatures. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, guys. We last saw those creatures during the Clone Wars. They were the ones who saved Ezra Bridger, if you guys remember correctly, got him away from everybody, and haven't been seen since. They're special creatures that can use and time travel. And Grogu saw them, we saw them. This is a big deal. They're tying a lot of things together here, which is wonderful. I loved seeing Grogu kind of hanging out with the armorer, looking around. I don't think the armor that Din did anything wrong by taking his helmet off, but he has to do this ritual. And what's good about the ritual is that it's bringing him back to Mandalore. I'm sure we're going to find out more about Mandalore. Maybe it has been destroyed, but perhaps maybe it's not poisoned. Maybe it's something else that's going on that we don't know. And maybe the poisoning was what I suspect is that everybody was told it was poison, so they wouldn't return to it so that they could go ahead and mine as much Beskar as possible from the region, and they would slowly kill off any remaining Mandalorians that got in the way. That's what I think happened. I could be wrong, but I'm making a prediction now that yeah, that that Mandalore was not poisoned, that they just told people that and they just use that as a way to go ahead and mine as much Beskar. But what are they using the Beskar for? Where on earth was all this Beskar used and who's holding it? Because does anybody know? So, yes, Darth Plato, what a surprise to see IG come to the focal point again. And of course, they had to have, good people who know how to create IG-11 again. Kuil is gone, but Babu Frisks is back. And I'm so glad. I just want to say thank you to my friend Allison, who gave me a Babu Frisk as a Christmas present after Luke came and took Grogu. It was a Christmas present to me, and I was so happy for that. Um, yeah, hey, 6 scale. I give the episode an 8 to 10. I would say that's a fair assessment. Um, and my question, guys, about who the armorer is, gee, I'm really wondering who the armorer is, because remember, the armorer's helmet is very different from everybody else's. The armorer has a helmet that has those horns on it as if they were from what's the name of that planet? From the sisters, the Night Sisters planet, like Darth Maul. So if they are children of the Watch, who was the armorer before the Watch even existed? Now, this artifact he found, I have no idea what this artifact is. All I know is I can see writing. It looks like Mandalorian writing. And it looks like it's on some kind of crystal-y thing. But it looks amazing. Um, I don't know if it really does prove that, oh, thank you, Darth Plato. Darth Omir. Thank you, Darth Plato. Um, so I think Mando makes a good point. I think that there's probably a lot of gems still left on and around where Mandalore used to be, let's say, in space and time, where that planet is located, whatever system it's located. I don't know if it's Outer Rim or what the story is, but wherever Mandalore is located, I have a feeling it's much more than what we're seeing here that's going on. And it's not that I don't think anybody's gone to investigate it. I just don't think they've had the time to do that after having lost their home. But Grogu's really involved in this. He hasn't said anything, but he's looking around. He's observing everything, just like, just like a foundling. And it felt so good to hear when Mandalorian said, "I've got to go ahead." Yes, we're going to talk about that, Darth Plato. It felt so good to hear when they went around and they said something like, uh, "I've got to go ahead and bathe in these waters." And he said, "This is the way." And she's like, "Yeah, this is the way." But who is the armor? Who is this woman? So that scene, like I said, I'm kind of rewatching it in the background where Grogu looks into hyperspace. I really wish I could show it. And he just sees these creatures along the side. Maybe I could pause it on my phone. No, I can't. But yes, it's at the point of 10 minutes 39 seconds. 10 minutes 39 seconds. He's looking in hyperspace and you can see these creatures that look like whales traveling along with them. It's just so remarkable to see them. And I know that they travel there. I'm still looking for that spice container that's floating somewhere in hyperspace. Somebody lucky enough to get it, but those creatures are so much bigger than the ship, and Grogu noticed them, and they travel along these hyperspace lines all the time because that's how they travel. But I love how Mando kind of holds on to him and keeps him close, and Grogu's like so happy and notices different things. Now, Darth Plato, you make such a good point about this Cara Dune name drop. Yeah, I I know people are saying she couldn't come back, but honestly, I think she could. Oh wow. Yash says this is 11 out of 10. But you know something? Sometimes I take substance over time, you know? Yes, seeing a Purgle was cool. Thank you so much, Thalia, for that. Hey, Jerry Minosa. Hope you are well, Jerry. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hey, Efren. Efren, how are you, man? How are you doing this morning? Um, Yeah, Efren, you guessed that right. Have a feeling it's gonna be Bo versus Din. It's gonna be done differently, right, Efren? It's not gonna be like, "Well, I want the dark saber and I have to challenge you." No. It's gonna be some kind of ethical dilemma, I think. And maybe it needs to happen. I hope it's something, you know what? I hope it's an ethical dilemma that redeems Bo-Katan. Because look at how lost she looks. Doesn't she look lost? She's just sitting in her palace, sitting on the throne, and feels like she's not even a Mandalorian anymore. She feels like she's not even a Mandalorian anymore. She lost everybody. She promised maybe them about the saber. Oh, I loved seeing those creatures in the tree. I can't remember what they are. You know, the giggling or laughing creatures. Oh, I like seeing them out in the tree. They weren't caged up anymore. And they were like, it was just so nice to see them kind of hanging out and enjoying themselves. They're not food, you know? Um, but yeah, Efren, I hope they do right by Bo-Katan because she needs to show that she has more substance than just like I'm gonna be the next leader and I'm gonna defeat everybody. There has to be more to this character than this. So I hope so. And I'm so glad, Yash, that this is 11 out of 10. It was so much fun, so much fun. Um, yeah, well, we can only get what we can get. Unfortunately, Yash. Let's see how the next few episodes happen, right? And who did not Carl Weathers look so incredibly stately, walking out looking all badass at 80 something, in charge of Navarro. Um, yeah, the Pirate King wasn't that great, but it's okay. He had to get away, from them. Yes, Yash. Quality over quantity. Certainly there is that. Now, Jerry, yes, I'm assuming you're talking about Bo-Katan, and it was a kind of a tough relationship. She was on the other side. Must have been hard. Must have been hard. Yeah, didn't she? Oh my goodness. Yes, Efron. Those are the space world whales. And I'm assuming Ezra has been traveling with them for a long time. Honestly, Efren, if you were traveling with space whales in interspace like that, your perception of the universe is very different, isn't it? What has it done to Ezra? He can't be the same person anymore after traveling and being with the whales like that. I think he connected with them in a way that no one else has. And I think it's very interesting. Yes, Grogu kept trying to steal the show. Oh my gosh, with his little face. He was just a little cutie. Seeing what was going on. It was so adorable. My nose is running. He was so adorable seeing him be so fascinated with everything going on. But Grogu has to learn, he's in school, I guess, with Mando now, and he has to learn everything. You know, he's got this. It's going to be the book of Grogu because Grogu has to learn everything that's going on. He's grabbing snacks. He's grabbing snacks whenever he wants to. Um, yeah, yeah. Let's see if that's what happens, Thalia. With that. Um, and Efren says Carl Weathers needs to do a sequel. Yes. Action Jackson, absolutely. I think Carl Weathers. Let's see if they want to bring back Vanity or Apollonia, whoever it was, because I loved her in that. We certainly, yeah. Oh, did she pass away, Tom? Did Vanity pass away? I don't know. Um, Frank Wagner. Hi, Frank. Hey, Frank. Franz Wagner. I hope you're well today. And we also have, yes, he always does steal the show, doesn't he? Yeah, he does look good. And droid mechanics were cool. Grogu tried to keep one. I think he didn't realize that those are living creatures. He needs to learn because if he were in the temple, that would have never been allowed. And you guys know that. That would have never been allowed for Grogu to grab someone else like that. He's a little bold. I don't like that he's doing that. Even if he loves them, he needs to be careful because they are creatures too. So he needs to learn that. So yeah. Absolutely. Instead of bronies, we see as padronis. Oh gosh, I have a head cold. Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry. Jerry, I hope you're taking plenty of chicken soup. I hope you're getting everything you need when you get a cold. I hope you're nice and warm inside. You're not out where you are, it's warm. And, I hope, that you can feel better soon, Jerry, okay? These 3 a.m. mornings aren't helping with the healing, but there is that. Yeah, I didn't know, Tom. I didn't know. She was so beautiful. I didn't realize it. I'm gonna miss her so much. Um, yeah, those capes, his little bearers, Thalia. That is something. Yeah, 57 is way too young to die. Tom. Pedro is the king of hit shows, Mandalorian, The Last of Us. So it's true he trained with Luke for 2 years. It is true, Efren. It's 2 years. Let's say there's a time jump since that time. It's been 2 years. They say it was 2 years. So let's see what happens going forward with that. Um, uh, yeah, maybe Cargo has an ego problem, but he has to lead this place and has made promises to people. He's made promises to a lot of these citizens that Navarro is a safe place. So even if it means going to war with the guild, what I think they ought to do is make a section just for the pirates. Maybe not on Navarro, but someplace where he can deal with these guys who want to make coin. Uh Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree with you on that, guys. Jerry, you stay warm. I wish I could send you some chicken soup or something to help you with your cold, guys. But it is something to think about in regards to the fact that now we know we probably will see Ezra there, and we're probably going to also see um uh what's her name? Ahsoka, cuz isn't she looking for him? Maybe we'll even see Sabine Wren in this episode. Do you think we'll get an appearance from Cobb Vanth? Yeah, why not? If they go back onto Tatooine, maybe we will. I would like to see his town as prosperous as the town on Navarro, Efren. Wouldn't you love to see the community do much better cooperating with the Sand People and really being able to get along that way? Darth Plato says, I want Bill Burr's character back. I want it back too. Where do you think he is, Darth Plato? Did he stay on that planet where they were doing the mining? Or do you think he relocated? Goodness, what if he's in Navarro? I don't know where Bill Burr's character is, but boy, he sure was badass when they needed him there. So there was that. Um, and I wonder how the rest of the Mandalorians are still going to treat Din even after he goes into the waters on Mandalore. Paz Vizsla, it challenged him kind of, sort of was one of the few people who actually fought him with the sword. I think Paz Vizsla, you know what? Maybe Paz Vizsla will be the person who will be his main competitor. Paz Vizsla sure is hardcore as the heavy Mando, excuse me. I just love how it does that. Yes, guys. Today at 5, I'm going to be doing a review of the episode at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for the review right here on Positive Fandom. So, guys, please do make sure you return here to do that. And Efren says, yes, I would love to see that. It was great seeing all these live action Mandalorians kicking butt. Yeah, Efren, and I hope we get to see more of the culture. We desperately need to see more of the Mandalorian rituals and culture in the show, even if it is filler. We need to feel like this entire season is Mandalore rich, guys. Yes, season 4 has been written, Tom. And we need to feel like we're being completely immersed in Mandalorian culture as Din is teaching Grogu about Mandalorian culture. For those of us who don't know anything about Mandalorian culture, I don't know a lot about Mandalorian culture, but as Grogu, I do see a lot of Mandalorian culture while Sabine Wren was dealing with what she had to deal with in Rebels, guys. If you want to learn more about that, yes, I am doing a watch party for Picard tomorrow at 3 a.m. Efren, yes, it will kill me, but I'm gonna be in my bathrobe and my PJs and be comfy, just like I am now in my bedroom. Shh, don't tell anyone I'm in my bedroom. And I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be comfortable doing it. I said I'm not gonna go into the studio and do any of that. Um, at 3 AM in the morning. I just can't do that. It's just too much for me. Um, guys, yeah, I agree with you, Efren. We need to be immersed in Mandalorian culture. I want to learn more about it. I want to learn more about the different factions of the Mandalorians. I don't even know what group um Sabine, excuse me, not Sabine, Satine and Bo-Katan belong to. I don't know what they are, what group they are in. Because I know Sabine is Clan Ren. I know Pas Vizsla is in Vizsla. Yes, yeah, Jerry. Exactly. Exactly. And technically speaking, he might say, "Hey, we're rightfully the leaders of Mandalore." I wouldn't be surprised if he challenges him again. They've already fought in the Book of Boba Fett in that one episode, and it was fun to see Pas Vizsla kind of challenge Din a little bit, because I don't think there are a lot of people who do challenge Din, except for Paz Vizsla. He challenged him in the first season, if you recall. They got into a fight. They were like, "What? What is it, bro? What?" So, Paz Vizsla might be the one who's at his actual um, challenger. They are tribal, aren't they, Darth Plato? Let's hope they allow us to learn more of the ritual and culture and lore behind Mandalore. Um, yeah, Efren, we got to find out in this season who the armorer is. I absolutely need to see that. I hope we see the Wrens. I hope we see Sabine Wren. I hope she's still alive. People have speculated maybe it's Sabine Wren. Who knows? Um, Thalia says, unfortunately, cannot be live tonight, but we'll watch stream later. Sure, of course, Thalia. And guys, I'm going to wrap up this stream. Guys, please let me know any comments and thoughts you thought. Oh, I wanted to know what you guys thought about. Were you freaked out by IG-11 when they activated him and he started to attack them? And Din was like, I can't handle him. Were you not freaked out by this? It was like unbelievable because sometimes in Star Wars, when they have a droid, they have that droid lock. You know the one, right, guys? Hey, Bifer. Hi, Bifer. You know the lock. It's like a lock they put on their droids. And they put a lock on the droid and it prevents the droid from being aggressive or fighting. And we saw it in season 7 of the Clone Wars. And I think we've seen him in a few Star Wars films as well. That lock prevents them from being aggressive towards you while you're working on them. And it also prevents them from going anywhere. Oh, I think R2 had one put on him, right? R2 had one. Restraining bolt. Thank you, Darth Plato. Yes, it's a restraining bolt. That would be like one of the first things I would have put on that. Darth Plato says, I was half expecting IG to do that. Oh, you were. I didn't know he would do that. Yeah, I didn't know he would do that. That really scared me. And I think, yeah, if they don't get that under control, it could be very dangerous. Bo is supposed to be the ruling class of the Mandalorian. So what is her clan? Do you know, Jerry? Pas Vizsla is Clan Vizsla. I know Sabine Wren's. There's Din Djarin. I'm assuming it's Djarin. I don't know the armorer's group. I don't know what her name is. Yeah, it's Satine. Yeah, Satine. But what is? Oh, maybe it's Catan. Maybe it's Catan. Is it because it's Bo Katan? Maybe it's Satine Catan. Maybe that's where they belong. Yeah, Efren. Yeah, they're never gonna replace the Razor Crest. Um, we had 2 full seasons pretty much of that. We had, yeah, almost it was only the last episode right after or second to the last episode, episode 6 where they blew it up. So, yeah, I miss the Razor Crest. We all miss the Razor Crest. You can't ever replace the Razor Crest. Um, seeing them zoom through in this ship that's a lot smoother and cooler looking, I guess. But boy, the Razor Crest. But I guess, the Mandalorian will not be doing any more bounty hunting jobs. I think that's what this is about. I think that's why they got rid of the Razor Crest. I think by keeping the Razor Crest, it implied that he would still be a bounty hunter. So there was a little bit more to the story and a bit of more symbolism of that. Guys, did you see anything else in this episode other than the pirate ship that we have not talked about? For me, the biggest discovery is that whale, those time traveling whales. Um, And yeah, Tom June Jackson says that's Lego was going to release it and then they blew it up in Lego pieces. Yeah, House Chris. Thank you so much, Jerry. House Crees. So, thank you so much for that, Jerry. I had forgotten. I know that there are a bunch of different house names. Um, thank you for mentioning that. It's good to know that. Um, we also understood in this episode that uh, Grogu was learning how to fly. He's learning how to fly, at least in this ship. But I have a feeling Grogu will learn how to fly in a bunch of different ships through his lifetime. So this is just one of the many ships that Grogu will learn to fly in. And it's wonderful to see him learning and seeing different things around him. Um, and these pirates who just really want the pirates really just want their bounties and money. And of course you can't trust them, right? Karga had a Death Star droid. Oh, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Thank you, Darth Plato. Purgils. Okay, Purgils. Grogu hasn't matured in 2 years. No, he hasn't. And that's something that's really important to note. See, a time jump for Grogu would be 50 years. And then we could notice a difference. He's still gonna be very childlike, I think. He's not gonna grow up too much, in our lifetimes. I think if they jump and they show us Grogu in 50 years, then he starts to mature and be like an adult. 'Cause have to be around 100 to be more adult-like, and, of course, we learned that from Yoda, and I'm going by Yoda's experience. It wasn't until he got to about, 90 or 100 guys that he would mature, like an adult. Yeah, I would like to see Hera as well. Everybody wants to see Hera, Jerry. I wanna see that whole group from Rebels. We need to see that group come back. I know the actress who plays Hera, was brought back for a different, um, reasons. Um, so, yeah, seeing the Mandalorian castle, seeing Bo-Katan there, seeing Bo-Katan quite lost was very hard to see. And, they've gotta do right by her. She can't be sitting there, that way. Bo-Katan needs to come back. Maybe, yes, Darth Plato, maybe all roads do lead to Thrawn. Thrawn might be one of the most incredible characters ever created in the Star Wars universe. If Thrawn is in this is gonna be hardcore. Maybe they have to join up against Thrawn. Maybe Thrawn is the one, excuse me, who took Mandalore away from them. There's so much in this, guys. I hope it will be something amazing. Tom says, "I think we will see them in Ahsoka." Yes, probably. Yes. But they showed us those whale creatures for a reason, Tom, I think. I guess we will see Hera in the Ahsoka series. Yeah. Or maybe we'll see them here. Maybe they will overlap in the series. But I do have to say, guys, there's a lot to talk about. I will be back at 5 p.m., Tom, as you mentioned. I enjoyed hearing all your comments so much, guys. It was such a pleasure for all of you to make comments and share your thoughts. Yes, Hera did have a child with that Jedi whose name I can't remember. Yes, she did have a child with him, and he probably is force sensitive. I don't know for sure. I really don't know. But yes, she had a child, and he's probably grown up or much older than the last time we saw him. So everybody is kind of expecting that. It was so sad when he gave up his life to save Ezra. Um I don't remember that particular guy, stream logger. I can't. I have to. I have things to do. I've already been on for an hour, and I have to take care of some business tomorrow morning. What did you think about how Bo-Katan feels that Children of the Watch shattered and fractured Mandalore? That's what she said. Her exact words were that the Children of the Watch, I'm just trying to see if I can rewind it. She said, "The Children of the Watch and all the factions fractured and shattered our people." But didn't she create a faction by separating away from her sister? I don't know. So excited for the show. It has a different feel than Andor. It definitely has a different feel, doesn't it, Efren? Totally different feel. I wanted to have this aggressive feel. I wanted to have that sort of feeling. Thalia says, this stream was so much fun. Thanks, Positive Fandom. Have a good night. Well, thank you, Thalia, for showing up. It was fun, wasn't it? Such a pleasure to host you all. As you guys know, I love hearing your comments and concerns, anything you're concerned about. I'm so glad you had fun, Thalia. Such a pleasure to see you guys. The Watch were the bad guys in the Clone Wars. Yes, they were, Darth Plato. Yes, they were. And that's because Maul pretty much controlled them, right? Darth Plato. And that's why I'm guessing that I don't know who the armorer is, but we need to find out who that person is for sure. So maybe we'll have an answer about the Watch, because the Watch don't seem like bad guys now, do they? Or are they? So this is something to think about. And I'll leave you guys with that. I want to thank Tom Jr. Jackson, my moderator, collaborator. We're all good people. Thank you so much, Tom, for everything you've done this morning. I did a 1 hour, 13-minute stream. I'm gonna go back to bed, guys. It is late. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. I hope you all are well. Guys, hey, Tim, I'm just wrapping up the stream, Tim, but Tim, I hope you enjoyed this episode, Tim. Guys, it certainly is such a pleasure to see you, Tim. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Tim. And guys, check out Tim's talk too. Tim covers a lot of Star Wars as well. So there is that. And I hope you are well, Tim. Um, Honestly, I would have joined. I would have joined. Well, it's something to think about, Tim. OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Good night, my queen of stream. Take care, everybody. Oh, good night to you too. Guys, make sure you sub to Tim's talk tonight, guys. Bye for the Hobbit says I just subbed. Guys, thank you everybody for tuning in. And on behalf of Positive Fandom and of course myself, Arten, which is Positive to my channel. Thank you everybody for the support. Later, guys. And always remember, everybody, no matter where you are in the galaxy, no matter what's going on, always remember to please be kind, everybody. Take care and good night.